Hello everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews. Let's go see what's in the fridge today. Hey everybody, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews. Today I'm hoping this is going to be a big treat. This is a collaboration beer between Floyds Brewing and Dark Horse Brewing. This is their Oil of Gladness, and it's considered a barley wine as far as I can tell. 11% alcohol by volume. Over to Untapped, they have it at 45 IBUs. They don't have a commercial description there. And over to Beer Advocate says no notes. So we don't have a commercial description of this thing. This was sent to me by Scott. So Scott, thanks for sending this beer to me. I do appreciate it, sir. He did comment. He asked me about sending this to me. And told me this is the first time he's ever shipped any beer to anybody. So Scott, yeah, you did a good job. You packed it very well. It survived the monkeys that throw this stuff around, whether it's Postal Service, UPS, FedEx. There's monkeys in every group there. I mean, some of those guys are real careful of what they do, and the other ones drop kick this stuff as far as they can, especially if it's got a fragile sticker on it. Everybody's seen the videos from these clowns that do stupid shit all the time. Throw TVs over the fence. You have to pack stuff very, very well. And you did a good job. You did a good job. I don't think there's any other notes we're going to have to go through here, guys. So I don't have a commercial description. This is considered a barley wine, but it's a collaboration between these two breweries. A nice big 22-ounce bomber of this. It does have the Floyds cap on it. So let's pop the top. Big hiss on this bad boy. Big time hiss. And I just got this in the mail today. Today is the 20th of November, right before Thanksgiving here on a Monday. Thought I'd go ahead and shove it into the refrigerator and do the review this evening. Now, I'm a couple of weeks ahead. You probably won't see it till December, guys. Somewhere close to there. So, into the glass we go, and while I pour this beer, I will tell you the cheeses are sharp, blue cheddar, gorgonzola, limburger, and it says general digestive and dessert. Glass right, a pint, Becker, non tumbler snifter. I got my favorite snifter. It says here can be sold for a long period of times. With no commercial notes or anything written on the label saying there was coffee or anything like that would fade, maybe you can. I don't know if it's hop forward or anything like that. So let's see what we got here, guys. A nice, almost a finger of head. It's a fairly dark beer, guys. I am getting a little tiny bit of red ruby mahogany color on the thin part of the glass down here. So let's get it to the nose. Rich roasted malt. It's not got that big sweet back end that a lot of barley wines have, especially for the 11%er. I'm getting a little bit of some hop presence in there, guys. I mean, it's not a double IPA, New England style, whatever. But I am getting a decent amount of hop presence in this. So maybe it is a hop forward beer. Might be questionable if you want to cellar this one for a while. Yeah, I'm getting some grassy hops. A little bit of pine in there. Not your typical barley wine. I mean, it doesn't have that big sweet raisin, plums, typical barley wine-esque aroma. Definitely different. So let's see what these two breweries have come up with here. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Scott. There is a decent hop presence to this guy, so I'm thinking this is a little bit more on the hop forward side. Pretty sure this is a 2017 edition. I didn't see any dating on the label. There may be something on the bottle. I'll take a second glance at it once it come back for the final chug and the condensation goes away on the bottle. Does have a decent bitterness to it, but according to Untapped, it's only 45 IBUs, so but it is rather pleasant. The alcohol is super well hidden for an 11%. Definitely a well-made beer, especially when the head brewers from these two breweries are collaborating to brew something like this. But it's definitely a little on the different side, not your typical barley wine. Definitely got a hop presence to this beer, guys, which is non-typical for a barley wine. So they've got a hopped up version of a barley wine. Maybe an ever so slight hint of some bittersweet chocolate, but it is very subdued, guys. But it's right out of the fridge. It's 40 degrees. We probably ought to let this warm up. Awesome lacing is already leaving on the glass here. So nice and creamy. Let's just warm up to room temperature. See if anything else opens up and comes to light here as it gets warm, and we'll see what it ends up. I'll be right back. Hey guys, I'm back. I just a little left here. Awesome lacing this beer is leaving on the glass. A very non-typical barley wine, if you will. It is a little hop forward. So you hop heads that like hoppy beers and like barley wines on top of that. Something a little different. So I don't know if I would want to sell this one very long, because that hop presence is going to fade. I'm pretty sure this is a 2017. I looked at the bottle when I come back. I see absolutely no kind of vintage or dating on the bottle. Both of these breweries are big enough to be able to do that. I don't understand why they don't put, and it's a collaboration. More likely they're not going to collaborate again. Why it doesn't have at least a 2017 vintage on it, or a month, day, and a year. The day's not critical, but a month and a year would be good. Let us know when it was done in the first part of the year, middle of the year, end of the year, or whatever. Both of these beer companies are big enough to do that, so I don't understand that. So that's costing them a grade point. It is a very tasty beer. I do appreciate Scott spending his hard-earned money on it and sending his very first beer mail package to me. It is a tasty beer. It's a little non-traditional for a barley wine, being that hop presence in there. And before I go any further on the beer, I want to tell you guys, I have a lot of people, a lot of subscribers ask me, what's your grade scale? What's your email? What glass are you using? All that information is in the Show More box underneath the video. Just click on that. It'll have all that information there. My email, sites I'd like for you to visit, my grade scale, my Patreon page. My Patreon page is a place where you can go, and if you want to help this old guy out a little bit and donate $1 or $5, $10 or whatever you can afford to donate, I post the next day's videos 24 hours in advance. So the day you see this, tomorrow's video is already up on the Patreon page. So if you want to see that and comment on it or watch it, you're going to get a 24-hour head start on what Google Plus and Facebook and YouTube, where I post those beers every day or make them public. That's where I upload them to. So if you want to see what tomorrow's beer is going to be on YouTube, you can go to the Patreon page. What I'm trying to do, guys, I've been using this same camera for 7-8 years now. It's a good camera. And I'd like to get a either an external microphone where I could wire here. A lot of people say, well, we can't hear you. Can you sit closer? Well, no, I can't sit closer because I don't want the camera just to show my big fat head. I want to show the beer that I'm drinking and everything else. So if you want to see tomorrow's beer, go to the Patreon page and you can check it out there and put comments on there. Or if you want to help support me, I do have a lot of people that do support me as far as sending me beers, Rico and Scott and David and Andrew and so many others in the breweries that send me beers. If it wasn't for them, it would have probably ended already by now, guys. I hate to say that, but it probably would have. The gun store is a nice business to be in, but it's not a very profitable business. It's very competitive, and I don't make a lot of money doing that. If I had to do over again, I probably wouldn't start a gun store. It's just not a profitable business like the cabinet shop business was. So, I don't want to bring everybody down on that, but if you want to check out tomorrow's video, go to the Patreon. The link is down. Just hit the show more, and you can get in there, and you can see tomorrow's video there. And if you want to help me out, so be it. If you don't, I understand that too. So, let's get back on to this beer. 11%, 45 IBUs, a non-traditional barley wine because of the hop presence, a little hop forward, but I am disappointed that these guys didn't put a vintage on the label. It's probably a one-time brewed beer, and they have no information like that on there. A little disappointed in that, but it is a very well-made beer. Alcohol is very well hidden. It's a nice, tasty, non-traditional barley wine. It doesn't have that super sweet back end that most of them do with that hop forward presence it's got. So a nice change up from your typical barley wine. I don't chose. Very nice. A very easy drinking beer for 11%er. I enjoyed this. Pretty nice. This is a little disappointing, but they don't put no vintage or any kind of dating at all on the bottle, being two big breweries that they are. So, and I can't get their beers here. So I do appreciate Scott spending his hard-earned money for buying the beer and then spending his hard-earned money to package it up and ship it to me. So Scott, thanks again, my brother. I do appreciate that. Very pleasant. A nice, different style in a barley wine. I enjoyed it. And guys, with what I said here, no kind of vintage or dating on it, I do think it's an A beer, but I'm going to give it an A- because these guys can do that, and they choose not to. So I choose not to give them a better grade. That's just me. Tit for tat. So, if you want to get a better grade from this guy, put a little more information on it. Put the ABV on it I could not find. Put the IBUs on it if you choose to, and give us some kind of vintage, month, year. If you want to give us a date, a lot of them do. So the more information that we have on the bottle when we're looking at beers to buy them, the better decision, the more information gives us a better reason to buy their beers. Well, we know how old it is. We know when it's put in the bottle. It's a bottled on date. It's not a used by, best by, enjoy by date. So that's how I look at the beers. I don't know what this beer costs. Scott did not tell me. So if it's a reasonably priced beer, that's another reason to pick it up. And if it's not, maybe it's a reason not to pick it up, especially since it don't have a date or a vintage on it. But being 11% barley wine, those style of beers usually keep for a long time. But being a hop forward barley wine, maybe not so long. So, like I said, A- for me, guys. I'm gonna give this I'm gonna give it a 90. I would give it a little bit better grade, but they're lacking on the information on this. Since it's a hop forward beer, if it wasn't hop forward, I would probably give it a little better grade than I give it. But if it's a hop forward beer, and if they want us to have those hop forward notes, they need to put some kind of vintage, or at least a month. Was this put in the bottle in June, July, August, January? Give us some information so we'll know. And maybe you want to put that on the label, a hop forward barley wine. So you'll know, hey, this is hop forward. We need to drink it pretty quick, drink it pretty fresh. And without any of that other information, how do you know? So that's where I'm going to leave you guys. Over to Beer Advocate, they say 4.08. That's in their A- scale. And over to Untapped, they have it at 4.02, also in their A- scale. So it's unanimous all the way around, all three of us. It's an A- beer. A little more information would help, and I would give it a better grade, whether these guys do or not. I just want to see when it was put in the bottle, especially if it's a hop forward beer. And the barley wines are typically not, but this one is. So I don't think I'd want to sell this for very long, and I wouldn't want to buy it when it's been sitting on the shelf a year or two. So, with that being said, if you've had this one from Dark Horse and Three Floyds, this is their Oil of Gladness, and I've got 2017, but I don't even know if that's actually the case here. Whether surely they haven't collaborated and done this before, but I don't have that information. So, with that being said, if you've had it, let me know what you think, guys. Until we meet again, let's go see what's in the fridge.